It's 2020 and Slipknot is in full roar right now. They're touring the world. They've got more dates coming up in North America this year and probably some more dates after that. And Corey Taylor is giving interviews. He did an interview with Kerrang! Radio talking about the rich history of Slipknot and all that they've been through, of which there has been so much. And he made an interesting comment talking about how there have been many times where he's actually felt like walking away from one of the biggest bands in the world. A lot of people don't think about when you're at that high of a level in a band, the pressure has got to be immense. It has to be drowning at times, and there have been times where there are really heightened tensions within Slipknot. So it's understandable to feel that way, and I am personally very thankful that he's still a member of Slipknot because they are obviously one of the greatest metal bands of all time. So he said this in the interview with Kerrang! Radio. He says, "We recognize that it takes work to be in this band, and when we were all going for it, there's an appreciation that maybe before we felt we couldn't show, and the more that we all show that, the better it feels as a brotherhood. There's been moments when I've come so close to walking away from this band, and I'm really glad that I didn't, to be honest. The payoff has been fantastic, especially now that we're in this great place and we're performing at a level that is still top-notch and writing music that is still really good and connecting with a whole new generation, which is insane. I don't think we could have done it with anybody else, to be honest." He talked about how the band nearly called it quits after their highly revered debut album in 1999. He says, "When we really exploded, we had serious talks about breaking up and pulling a Sex Pistols and be like, put a massive album out and say, screw you, we're out of here. Those were real conversations. I feel like we failed everyone by making Iowa." He's laughing, joking there. It was such a great thing to think about. None of this success was expected, man. Just on paper, we shouldn't have made it, and yet here we are. It's a weird feeling still, and Slipknot shouldn't have made it. That's really true. They're a band from Iowa. They're not in Nashville. They're not in LA. This is a band pre-social media, pre-all of that. How did they even get those connections? They weren't rolling around parties in LA. It just was really hard to be a band from the Midwest and get discovered like that. Yet Slipknot was able to do it, and there's been so many trials and tribulations since then. It is really a miracle that this band is still around and still playing at such a high level, arguably higher than they have ever been before, and for that I am very thankful. Anyways, that is all for now. Thanks so much for joining us today at Rockfeed. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on breaking news and updates. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you all very soon.